I'm fine. So, Mick, my dear, how do you feel about humans exploiting other animals?
Um, I think it's wrong because it causes the animals to suffer.
Yeah, I mean, like, it would still be wrong even if it didn't cause them to suffer, right? Like, if I was exploiting you and you weren't exactly suffering, it would still be
Mhm.
wrong for me to exploit you, right?
Um, um, can I ask something real quick? Um, okay. So humans, right? We endure pain differently than a sow,
Then a what?
than a sow,
Then a what?
a pig, a pig.
Oh,
Yeah, they have different
no,
type
we
of.
don't. We do not. Um, Yeah, we feel the same. We're the same in all the ways that matter. The ability to suffer and feel pain or feel joy and enjoy life. We're the same in all the ways that matter. I mean, yeah, everybody has a different subjective experience. Like, yeah, the way that I feel pain is different than the way that you feel pain, is different than the way that this pig feels pain and that cow feels pain, but we all feel the pain, right? We all know what it is, and we all know what suffering is, right?
A pig heals real quick than the human.
So, but Nick, I just want to first get back to the first thing that you said. Like you said that, yeah, exploiting them is wrong because of suffering. But it would still be wrong without suffering, right? Like if I came and I shaved your head and I took your hair and I turned your hair into something to sell, that would still be wrong, right? Even though it wouldn't make you suffer exactly, it's like still exploiting you. So do you see that it's still an injustice whether suffering is present or not?
Yeah, yeah, I see where you're going. I see where you're going.
Yeah, and do you agree that we should be respecting other animals?
Respecting in a way, how? Because I'm pretty sure people like humans do respect them. Um,
Well, I'm
uh,
just asking like what you think. Do you think that we should be respecting other animals? I mean, it sounds like you do, since you think that exploiting them is wrong.
yes, but I don't think an animal knows what respect is.
Right, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't respect them, right? Just like another human, like there's humans that don't know what respect is. That doesn't mean that we shouldn't treat them with respect, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Now, Mick, do you believe that there's an actual way to respect somebody if we are exploiting them for their flesh, their breast milk, their eggs, or any other purpose?
Um, um, yeah, I mean, you could take care of the animals, like but uh, you mean like not violating them? Like that's
I'm
what you're talking
asking, is there actually truly a way that we can respect somebody if we are exploiting them for their flesh, their breast milk, their eggs, or any other selfish purpose?
about? I mean, not without their consent.
Right. And, non human animals, just like babies, they're unable to give us informed consent. Just like children, they can't give us informed consent. So, there's never any consent involved in animal products.
Okay. Well, what if an animal? I know that this sounds a little bit like silly, but what if an animal could talk and they say, it's okay, you can eat me. What do you think?
I mean, that's not the reality that we're living in. Like, I don't think that that would, even if animals could talk, that's not what they would be telling us. If animals could talk, they would be saying, please stop exploiting me. Please stop objectifying me. Please stop violating my body. Please stop treating me as a resource. You know? And they might not speak our language, but they certainly communicate. Like if you've ever watched slaughterhouse footage, they fight for their lives. They scream. You know,
Oh,
like in the dairy industry, because cows only make milk because they're mothers to feed their babies, just like any other female, right? They scream for their babies. They cry for their babies when they're separated from their babies so that we can take their milk. Like, they certainly don't consent to this.
I mean,
But
yeah, you're totally right. Let's say a parrot, right? A parrot could speak, and when a parrot speak, we see them differently, like a different perspective. Like, okay, let's not, they have like some type of ethics or whatever morals. When a parrot speak, and that'll be the same if any other animal. If they were to speak, we would understand them better and feel a little bit more sympathy.
well, and like I mean, pigs and dogs have both. There have been pigs and dogs that have been taught how to communicate with humans with like the buttons. I don't know if you've seen that before, but like little speech buttons, like "Give me this treat" or "Let me go outside" or "Let me like whatever." I don't know if you've seen that. If you know what I'm talking about, but yeah, like there's even pigs and dogs that have been taught how to communicate to us through English. There's Coco the monkey who has been taught to communicate to us through English. Like they can communicate, but yeah, it's really unfortunate that they don't speak the same language as us. Um, so Nick, do you know what the original definition of vegan is?
Um, Actually, I don't.
Okay, so the original definition of veganism is an ethical principle that humans should live without exploiting other animals. So vegans don't exploit other animals for their flesh, their eggs, their breast milk, or any other selfish purpose. Do you feel like there's anything preventing you from going vegan?
Um, let's see. Uh, Preventing me from going vegan. Yeah, well, it's like this. The reason why I continue to eat meat is because society eats meat, and I go with what society does. So
Yeah, I hear
that's
you. But do you think that that's a good justification to exploit them? You know, if you were the one that was being exploited to death for your flesh or breast milk or eggs, would you accept that as a justification to be exploited?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Yeah. Do you know what the number one benefit of being vegan is?
What?
For the animals, it's that they're no longer being exploited and oppressed by you. And for you, you can say that you respect animals, you can say you're against their exploitation, and you're no longer being a hypocrite.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on other animals eating other animals, and they're not the same species, like like a hyena eating I don't know, a deer or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just don't get my morals from other animals. I don't think that it's moral, you know, but other animals, they do lots of stuff that's not moral. They rape each other, they commit infanticide. Like, we're humans, and we have the ability to make decisions based on whether it's right or wrong. Like, we're living in 2025. We can we can decide to not have other animals exploited to death for us. Um, but do you understand that like you're living in hypocrisy right now because you say that you respect animals and that you're against their exploitation, but you are currently not respecting animals by treating them as a resource and by exploiting them?
I mean, I do love animals, but um, sometimes I do feel a little guilty when I eat meat because I know what they've been through, like the slaughterhouse and everything. And I know it's not good for them, but I just like it's it's like really hard and for me to give up, the consumption of meat, and as well as many people, unfortunately.
Well, it's difficult if you're thinking from a human supremacist mindset, but it's very easy when you think about things from your victim's perspective. Because right now, you're victimizing these animals. Now, I'm telling you, Mick, Being vegan is easy. Like, honestly, like it might feel like a difficult decision to make, but as soon as you start thinking about things from the victim's perspective, the decision is simple. I mean, you're already eating plenty of plant-based foods, like beans, rice, grains, legumes, pasta, potatoes, fruits, veggies, nuts, seeds, oatmeal. Like, you're already eating lots of foods. And you can actually eat all of the same things when you decide to go vegan. You love burgers? Get vegan burgers. You love chicken nuggets? Get vegan chicken nuggets. You don't actually have to change anything. It's just about not taking what was never yours in the first place and respecting animals, aligning your actions with your beliefs. So, Mick, if you were in your victim's position, how soon would you want this injustice to end?
So as soon as possible.
Yeah, immediately, right?
Yeah.
So, Mick, how many more animals should be exploited and oppressed because of you, in your name, from this point forward? Should it be zero, or should it be more than zero?
It should be like zero if you're speaking of ethics. Well, like I said, I'll take your advice. I mean, I'll go ahead and try to eat less meat and stick to
Less meat.
veggies.
Well, but Mick, I mean, how would you feel if you were in your victim's position? Would you want somebody to be like, oh yeah, I'll exploit him less. I'll kill him less. I'll use his body as a resource less. Would you accept that?
Um, of course not.
Right. This is a very easy decision to make. It's just deciding because this is already in line with your beliefs. You already said we should respect animals. You already believe that exploiting them is wrong, but you're not living in line with your beliefs. Now, you could make a decision today to no longer be the reason that these animals are being exploited and oppressed to death. But until you decide to go vegan, you are creating this issue. You are the reason that these animals are being exploited and oppressed. Mick, if you exited out of the app, I can't hear you anymore, just so you know.
I got you. Yeah, I could still hear you.
Yeah. So what do you think, Mick? Will you be vegan from now on, or will you continue to exploit and oppress other animals?
Um, um, I'll try. I'll try.
Trying is not enough, Mick. Trying is not enough. I want you, again, think about things from your victim's perspective. If you were the one being exploited for your flesh or breast milk or eggs, would you want somebody to just try to not exploit you? If you had a gun to your head, would you want somebody to try to put down their weapon? Like if you were being molested for milk, would you want somebody to try to stop molesting you? The decision is very simple. And trying's honestly just not enough. I'm not giving you food for thought. I'm giving you a call to action right now because what we are doing to the animals, there's no good justification for it.
Um, okay. I mean, if you say so, I will be a vegan and eat zero meat. Uh,
Right, but it's not because I say so. It's because you say so, right? You say that you want to respect animals. You say that exploiting them is wrong. It's not about what I say. It's about you living in line with your beliefs. And you're not doing it for me. You're doing it for the other animals that don't deserve to be exploited to death because of you.
okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll have a. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. Um. You know.
amazing, Nick.
Hmm.
And do you agree that we should be standing up for these animals?
Yeah, sure.
Great. So don't just be vegan, but be a voice for them, because that's how we're going to liberate them. The only way that they can be liberated from our oppression is if people like you and me are standing up for them, because they can't stand up for themselves. So, don't just be vegan, but also stand up for them. Be an animal defender.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And Mick, like, do you feel disrespected by me at all from this conversation?
No, I don't. I don't feel disrespected. You have your own beliefs, and everybody has their own beliefs. And
Yeah. So, to stand up for other animals, like, don't feel like you're disrespecting anybody for standing up for the animals, because this is an injustice. And, I'm simply just being a voice for them and standing up for them, like how I'd want somebody to stand up for me. It's not wrong at all to stand up for the animals. In fact, there's a moral implication to do it.
okay, okay. Well,
Yeah.